guys see the movie Hunt for Red October?
Yes.
We are Red October. The torpedo room scenes for Red October were filmed in our torpedo room. So we go down there and you can say you've been inside of a movie star. So this stateroom here belongs to the captain. He has the luxury suite on board. He can sit up in his bunk, not get a headache, his own sink, his own desk, the most square footage of any individual on the submarine, and nobody ever gets to sleep there beside the captain. Period. I don't care who's on board. You already commented on the little pantry back there.
Yes.
Not much food ever got fixed in the pantry. Everybody in the submarine eats the same food. It all comes from the galley down below. We'll see later on. Comes up in a little dumbwaiter. Gets stored in the pantry for each of the meals and then served to the officers. So what we saw on the outside is not the pressure hull. You can see that everything in white is oddly shaped. It wouldn't go through the water very well. So what we saw on the outside is just a very thin piece of metal, so it goes through the water pretty easily. So in between the two hulls, a lot of extra things are out there. So all the diesel fuel is stored out between the two hulls. Also, a lot of things on the submarine run with compressed air. Air bottles are simply huge tanks, take up a lot of space, so they're wrapped around the pressure hull. And then the rest of it's main ballast tanks. That's how we submerge. So the main ballast tanks go from the length of the submarine. They're divided into 6 sections. They wrap most of the way around the submarine. Up here in the deck, each of those 6 sections has 2 big valves or vents that are up in the deck. The bottom is open to the ocean. So when you want to submerge, you simply open up the vents. Seawater comes in from the bottom, pushes the air out the vents. You take on 500 tons of seawater and you submerge. Once you get submerged, then you shut the main ballast tank vents. When you want to come back to the surface, high pressure air simply blows the water out and you come back to the surface. All right, let's head up to the control room. So on the right is the ship's office. Gotta have somewhere to do paper. And on the left is the radio room to communicate with the shore.
Friday night, cloudy. Chance of snow in the evening, and snow likely after midnight. Snow level 2,500 feet. Snow accumulation up to 1 inch. Southwest wind 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming 5 to 15 miles an hour with
All right, welcome to the control room. So up here there'll be 8 or 9 watchhanders. Their job is to conduct whatever operations the submarine will be doing. So these 2 seats up here would be occupied by the 2 most junior people on board. They weren't good for anything else, they might as well drive. So where the young man is, that seat would be occupied all the time. That person controls the rudder on the surface. Then submerged, you'd also control the fair water lanes.
It doesn't go up and down anymore.
The other seat would be occupied when you were submerged. Would control the stern plates for angle of the submarine. And between the 2, they'd have to maintain depth of the submarine, plus or minus about 6 inches when you were submerged. So behind him, where you stand right there, would be the chief of the watch, be a senior enlisted person. The chief of the watch would supervise all the enlisted people up here and operate the ballast control panel on that side. So the green line going across the ballast control panel makes it easy to see that all the holes to the people tank are closed. So it'd be safe to submerge the submarine. And the tube launch controls all the mast and antennas except for the two periscopes. Controls the hydraulic systems, the air systems, and the water distribution system for ballast. Behind the tube watch is the navigation person. Keep track of where the submarine is both surface and submerged. Make sure you stay in your assigned area, make sure you get to where you're supposed to go, and make sure you don't hit things in the ocean you're not supposed to run into. Sound announcement system, say dive, dive. But some places are really noisy, so you want to make sure everybody hears you. So everybody close your ears. It's going to get loud in here. How do you know what's around you? You can't see anything anymore.
The sonar.
Sonar, very good. Down the bottom of the ladder is sonar. 4 people in sonar, highly trained. Their job is to listen to all the sounds around the submarine and a complete picture of everything that's around you so you can stay safe and do your job. So in a submarine, empty space is called storage. So the shower is filled with repair parts and food. So if you want to take a weekly shower, the first thing you have to do is take everything out of the shower and put it on the deck. Then you can take off your clothes, hop in, 10 seconds of water to get wet, turn the water off, soap down, 20 seconds of water to wash the soap off, turn the water off, and you're done.
Wow.
Submarine, no heat sources. So in addition to storing torpedoes down here, if we were operational, you'd see a lot of perishable food. You'd see stacks of eggs and hanging bags of fruits and vegetables because there's space and it's cool. So we can put 22 torpedoes down here.
Wow.
6 will be tube loaded, so there's 3 tubes up there at eye level, 3 tubes that are at your foot level, and then 16 down here in the room. Okay. So you are standing right now on an elevator. It moves all the way up here to the 3rd level to move torpedoes to reach of the levels of the torpedo room. There's a video running up here, so if you take a look at that, you can see how torpedoes get down here. And so in port, torpedoes can get lowered down one at a time by a crane. So the deck plates come off here. You put these rollers on the deck, so the torpedoes then just get rolled down into the torpedo room from top side.
Is it that one?
Yeah, right above there. You'll see it in the video there. You'll see how those rollers. So it just rolls down, and this gets angled up. In the video, you can see it gets angled up to made up with that line up there. So torpedoes just roll down here into the torpedo room. Once they get all the way down here, then these lashing straps you see on the torpedoes that are here, they get locked in place so it won't move, and then gets lowered back down to the position it's in now, and then you can move it wherever you want to move it into the torpedo room.
How long does it take to load one?
About 45 minutes.
One?
Yeah, we have a variety of torpedoes we've used over the years in here. The black ones are Mark 14 torpedoes. They're World War II vintage. Straight runners, anti-surface torpedoes. They physically have to hit the target to go off, and they sometimes work. But we fixed problems with them, and we used them until the 70s on board. The one we use today is the one behind you, the Mark 48 NCHEP. It's been around in various configurations since the mid-70s. It's an anti-submarine, anti-surface ship torpedo, and it's wire guided. So once you launch it, it talks back to you and tells you what it sees, what it's doing.
Oh, wow.
If you don't like what it's doing, you can tell it to do something different. So it's a life jacket with a hood on it. So in the unlikely event that the number of services doesn't equal the number of submerges, you and a couple of your friends can climb up there in the escape trunk, close the lower hatch, flood it down up to your neck, pressurize it, and then swim up to the surface, breathing out the entire way. All right, so welcome to cruise berthing. So the bunks down here are 6'2". So if you're 6 foot or more, squash to get in. All the bunks push up like the one you saw on the right coming down here. And so all your rolling belongings go in the bedpan underneath the bunk. The enlisted crew on board was 77, and down here we have 66 bunks. freshwater needs. Okay. So the number one use for freshwater is underneath this right now. This is a diesel electric submarine. So all the power for the submarine comes from the battery. There is no other source of power, that's it. So the battery down below us is a lead acid battery, just like your car battery, unless you have a Tesla. Now there'd be another table here, so there'd be 4 tables in here. So about 20 people at a time could eat meals in here. 4 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and one at midnight for people going around off watch at midnight. Meals lasted about an hour. After that, food gets put away, everything is cleaned up, and this becomes the crew's living room. They can sit here and relax, play games, people work, study, have meetings. At night, if you're qualified in submarines, you get to watch a movie. If you're not qualified in submarines, you get thrown out until we get to work.
Really?
All right, so welcome to maneuvering. So in here there'll be 4 watchtenders. Their job is to monitor the battery, run the diesel engine, control all the electric power on the submarine, and operate the electric propulsion motor that's right behind us back here that drive the submarine through the water. So in the compartment we just came through, there's 3 diesel engines, 2 on the level we were on, 1 down below. The diesels have one job in life, charge the battery, period. That's all they do.
Whoa.
The amount of time the battery lasts depends upon how fast you go. At 4 knots, 5 miles an hour, the battery will last 4.5 days. At 21 knots, 25 miles an hour, the battery will last